traders. How you guys doing this morning on this cold Tuesday morning? I'm sure if it's cold down here in South Florida, it's cold, super cold where you guys are. So it's like in the low 60s or high 50s this morning. Very chilly. We're definitely not used to this, so we're bundled up. Everybody down here has on the thickest of jackets. When the snowbirds are here, they're probably outside with their shirts off right now. But yeah, man. Anyway, happy trading, guys. I'll make this one short and sweet because the market, as of right now, in the small caps anyway, is kind of slow right now. It can always pick up at any moment, anytime. But I'm just going to go ahead and start with the recap of yesterday's trades, Monday's trades, December 10th. Alrighty, so I started out, yeah, yesterday was pretty hot as far as plays, stocks, and opportunities for traders to capitalize on. There were a couple stocks moving around pretty good yesterday. And the good news for me is they were tradable this time. Oh man, that's what you don't want to have me. You don't want to let me trade these stocks, because if I could trade them, it's gonna be a lot of money to be made. But anyway, I was happy to see that the stocks that were gapping up and that all traders had their eyes on, I was able to actually trade. They were not restricted, and I'm so happy for that. And I just hope it continues. But anyway, jump right into it. I made two trades yesterday. So far, I'm on as of yesterday, because of yesterday's trades, I am on a 4 day winning streak, 4 consecutive days, um, which started on Tuesday of last week because Wednesday we were not able to trade. So it started Tuesday. We were off Wednesday, screen Thursday and Friday, and now I'm green today. Um, I think the total amount of trades. Let's see. I'm gonna find that out right now. Let me see here. The total amount of trades. I'm gonna find out. I'm not sure, but all I know is not only is it consecutive days, but it's consecutive trades that I made. Let's see. What's the day? 12. Uh, Give me a second here as I get this information. But anyway, as I'm doing that, okay, so yeah, so it's so far it's 4 consecutive green days and 5 consecutive winning trades. Because I basically took one trade each day, except for yesterday I took two trades. Um, so yeah, and anyway, back to it. Yep. So I'm trying to keep that going. Yesterday I just took two trades. I actually saw way more opportunities, but I was content and happy with hitting my $100 a day goal. I saw plenty of opportunities. I could have, possibly had three, four, five, 600, but I guess I just said I think I say to myself, I don't want to be greedy, but hey, why not? When I got to change that mentality because the market doesn't care. The market will take all your money right away. So I need to be the same way, right? And take as many opportunities as you can per day. No need to limit yourself. That's what I tell. That's what I have to tell myself after yesterday. Why limit myself? Okay, I made whatever I made, and that's good too. If you're a trader and you just want to come in, jump in, and jump out, just spend 30 minutes, a couple hours in the market, and then have the rest of your day to do whatever else it is you want to do. That's actually the main goal of a lot of traders. So I could definitely understand that, and I'm actually on the fence with that as myself. Um, it's like okay, do I want to just sit here all day and just soak up all the money I can soak up, or do I want to just have the flexibility of doing just a couple trades a day and just having the rest of the day to do whatever I have to do. So anyway, I saw a couple other opportunities, but I stopped at two trades. That's the key too for a lot of you new traders. If you're especially a new trader, it's very good to not over trade. Just trade, set a limit, set yourself a limit, whatever that limit is, stick to it. Preferably try not to go over 5 trades a day. If that's my opinion, you have you know yourself, you know your limitations, you know your abilities. Um, but I would say honestly, no more than 3 trades a day. That's what I used to do. No more than 3 trades, and I think that's why I'm stopping now, subconsciously at like 2 trades or 3 trades max, because that's what I had set for a long time. Um, yeah, so try to just limit your trades. And what I do is, because especially when you're, excited about the market, especially if it's been a couple days off and now the market's back open, you're just excited. I know the feeling. You just want to trade. You've been waiting. You're just happy to trade. So what I would do in that case, if I were you, is after you made your trade limit, if you made one good trade, 2 good trades, whatever the case is, after that, just do simulation trades for the remainder of the day. All right. So if you feel like you still want to trade, we all have that itch, like, okay, I gotta keep trading. I gotta keep trading, even if you're in a loss. That's the main thing. Even if you're at a loss for the day, keep your trades at the limitation that you had set. All right. So what I mean by that is, if you may be down whatever, $50 down, $100 on a day. The typical trader is gonna try to make that up. The typical trader is gonna trade and overtrade into in their mind until they trade themselves out of the hole. And what usually ends up happening, 9 times out of 10, you dig the hole deeper. So I actually saw this play. I could have made it. I was gonna go short, but I just sat out of it. I'm not gonna. My thing now is I'm trying to stick with only waiting to the bell. Only way I would take a trade before the bell is if it's very highly liquid. Like it's 500,000 shares or better in the pre-market. But anyway, um, yeah. So you just, if you feel like okay, after you still want to trade after you've taken 2 or 3 trades, you can still trade, but then just don't do it with your real money at that point. Start turn your real money account off, or switch over to simulation, and that way you're killing 2 birds with one stone. You're continuing to trade, you're fulfilling your desire, and also you're getting more practice in, without using your real money. So, during that downtime, it's time you're practicing. It's almost like, when you go to school, the school assignment is done, and now you're working on your homework now, So that's how you can look at it. Um, but anyway, I'll just go ahead and recap these trades. Everything I'm talking about now is mainly from yesterday or whatever. It's nothing really going on in the market right now for this morning. Um, and as I said, that can always change at any time. So the sentiment of the market can be one way right now, and we all know, if that's why some people say they call it scanner days, because sometimes, in the middle of the day a scanner will go off and then that'll just set off all kind of stuff. But as of right now, not much going on here. Nothing to be too excited about. But I'll go ahead and trade. So yesterday I took the trade of AXSM. All right, I took this trade at exactly 9:30. Well, 9:30 and some change. 9:30. What I was looking at is the break of this support level. this prior support level, and it turned into a resistance. So at that point, once it broke this strong resistance, well now resistance level, I hopped in. Actually, I hopped in short. Well, I'm sorry. This is not that trade. The second trade I made. The first. This is the first trade. 9:30. I saw it. This is what happened. I saw it. It got up under a prior support, and then it bounced up to it, and it became resistance. That's what happened. So as I saw it become resistance, and it shot back up. It shot up twice, as you can see here. It got up under, came up once, a small fake out, kind of dropped off a little bit, and came up again. And at that point, at the bell, I jumped in, and as I said, I jumped up. I'm jumping up. I'm at 500 shares now. I was trading, as you guys remember last week, 300 shares. I'm up to 500 shares now. Anyway, it took 500 shares at 349. I actually got out a bit early, but I just saw it looked like it wanted to do a fake out, a fake short, kind of shake out the shorts per se. So I got out before that could happen. So I got 10 cent on that move from 349. As you can see at this first candle here, I got in here, and about I got out the 2 minutes later. I got out here at 39 at the top of this candle. Alright, so one trade there. As you can see here, it was $50. Um, $50 in that trade. That was 10 cent with 500 shares, which is $50. Then I switched over to the stock that turned their attention to, because that morning both were on everybody's radar: AXSM and MRNS. However, AXSM started to fade away very early, so I think most traders turned their attention over to MRNS, and that also faded. But I caught a piece of it. All right, so I caught it at 9:35, and I held it for less than a minute. I held it for 41 seconds. All right, and that's a good thing that I did. I got in at 9:35 here, and as you can see, I got it almost near the top. I got it at 590 here, and it turned around at exactly $6, and it never turned back. So it was a good thing that I did. All right, so I saw this stock. It has been falling all morning. I'll back it up so you guys can kind of see what happened. You saw it. It had good news. It was on good news here, guys. So keep that in mind for your future references. I've seen it many times. A lot of people think that if a stock has good news, it's automatically supposed to go up, and you would think logically you would think that. That's not a bad way of thinking. You get good news. What do you think's supposed to happen? It's usually going to go up, right? Well, I see many cases where this is what my opinion on that is. I see many cases where on good news the stock sells off tremendously, and vice versa. On bad news the stock jumps up. So what my opinion is, insiders, whoever that may be, whoever you may want to classify that as, whether that's the company executives, company employees, just insider traders in general, or insiders, they are trying to get rid of some shares. So they're not able to get rid of it without any liquidity or without activity in the stock. So they need some kind of news. They need news. And so I think when some news comes out, you got a lot of guys. Not even, it doesn't have to be insiders. It could be just bag holders, people who've been holding this play. You got some guys and some gals, some people, period, that get into these stocks. Say they got in. Some of them get in long. Up here somewhere, or right here, or right here. A lot of them get in. Sure, whatever the case may be, got in long up here. So any opportunity that the stock goes up, they're trying to dump their shares. So it could be good news, but if you got people trying to dump their shares, they've been bag holding it forever, and they're just happy to get a good exit point. They're like, okay, I don't care about the news. Let me just get rid of these shares now while I have the opportunity. So that just lets you know that even on good news, the stock can go down. And this is a perfect example. This stock had pretty good news actually, and actually the same with AXSM. Both were similar. They both had fairly good news, and they both sold off pretty hard, even on that. So keep that in mind, newer traders, is that just because the stock has good news, um, is not a given. It's not automatic that those stocks are gonna go to the moon. It's not automatic. So just always be mindful of that when you're trading. Don't just automatically have a long BS, and then you know. I mean, most times, not a good 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, good news is good news, and it's gonna keep the stock going up. But it's gonna be those times where this happens. So anyway, I saw it breaking down, and it just fell. I mean, it had no strength whatsoever. So once I saw the bell, I actually uh, went the opposite way of the trend here, which is usually you don't want to do. Usually, if you follow the trend, unless you're very skilled at spotting trend reversals, the trend is your friend. That's a good saying, and it's so true. Um, Let me see here. I see something going on, but yeah. So I saw it start to take a big dip right before the bell here. You see, it's getting a little bit extended here. Let me see. Yeah, it's getting a little bit extended, and it actually popped up a little bit and it dropped down. But then I saw it. This is how it was from my view. Popped up, as if usually when it stock goes down, heavily like this, it's a given that it's gonna pop up something because you got shorts covering, and then you got people trying to find the bottom, and so therefore those things, and then also stops being taken out. All of those things create a small upward movement. So I saw the first one here, and I said, okay, it should continue lower, but then it did not want to continue lower immediately. So with that small stop there, I say that's a small sign to me of a little, maybe quite a bit of strength. I know the VWAP was here, so I was gonna not I was gonna watch that area very carefully. So anyway, I got in at 577 with 500 shares at 935. Got out 590, so that was 13-cent gain on that, which ended up being $65, $65. Um, so I had a total yesterday of gains of $115 before commissions. It was like $89 after commissions. I feel like as long as I'm making 100 a day at this point until I get over 1,000 or over 1,500, I'm happy with that. That's why I stopped trading. I saw opportunity. I actually wanted to take this short once I saw it fade off the VWAP. That's usually a good sign that it's gonna continue lower, and it stopped on it perfectly. So that actually was a very good short opportunity. I tell you no lie, that was a very good short opportunity um, for a lot of people. And you could have made way more going that way than trying to go long. I just scalped it. I was happy with just scalping it for 13 cent. I'll take 13, 20 cent every day. I'll take that every day of the week. Because the only thing I'll have to do is just change my share size, and then those 13 cent, 20 cent will go from $50 to $500. Just based on the share size I'm using. So I'll take 20 cent every day. 20 cent at 1,000 shares is $200. 20 cent at 10,000 shares is $2,000. You know what I mean? So I'll take $2,000 all day, every day. So anyway, but if you did take it short, you would have really capitalized. It got up here to this $6 on the dot, and then after that, it just fell and flushed all day long. Got down to a low of like 4.65. So you just picture that you would have got in at $6. You would have got $1.50 move, just about $1.50 of profit before it jumped up. And that $6 was very heavy, man. You can see that it stops exactly on that $6. I'll back it out to make it more clear. That $6 area was very vital, and that's the areas you look for when making your decisions on whether you're going to enter a trade, exit the trade, or add to a trade. That's where you make your decisions at these points. There are certain points you look for. See, as you see, it jumped up, it tapped it perfectly, and it faded ever since. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and do a quick overview of the market. As you can see, the SPY, the overall market is bouncing. It's looking healthy this morning. Um, Gonna keep my eye on a couple stocks, but there's right now there's not many low float stocks moving around here, and even the highs. This is the highest. Is like 200 and some thousand. Keep in mind though, I have my filter set to $10 max. So you're not gonna ever see any stock show up here that's over $10. So now it may be some plays going on that's $11, $20 that's taking off, but it's no need to see that right now. For you have to set your scanners to um, show what you're gonna trade. Why have it so um, in general? Why have it so broad to where you're seeing a whole lot of stuff you don't want to see or don't need to see? That's just think about that. When you're setting your scanners, however you set them, you don't have to set it like me. You don't have to set it like any of the gurus. Set it the way you're comfortable with. Set it to find the plays that match your strategy, and that's all you want to see. You know what I mean? You don't want to have it showing, stocks that you're not gonna play anyway. Like 500 million share floats, or a billion share floats where they only move like 2 pennies at a time. Filter those out. Save yourself some time. When you're in this market, you need all the time you can get, because opportunities come quick and you want to be able to see them right away. And if you have all of that cluster out of the way, you can see it easily. All right, so LCI has jumped up this morning. It just took a nice bounce up. Anybody who would have got it down here at this 570 area would have got a nice 30-40 cent bounce in 2 minutes. So that was a nice play there. New pre-market highs. It jumped over the high of the pre-market. So that's some strength there. It does have news that you see. As you can see, that's the only one on my watch list thus far. Um, got 250,000 shares traded, so it is fairly active. I'm sorry, not 250,000 shares. I'm looking at another stock. It has 48,000 shares. Sorry about that. 48,000 shares traded, so it's still on the lower side, but it's starting to get a little momentum here. Um, it has a gap to fill here. Not to say that it will fill it, but just keep this in mind over the long run. It could possibly it's getting up there to near the halfway point. Not quite, but it's getting there to the halfway point. So I would keep my eye on that. Let's see anything else. NBEV got a gap up this morning. Let's see if it has news here. So that's on no news. So that shouldn't last. That gap up should not last. Sometimes you'll see what they call a technical breakout, where it just breaks out simply because it's breaking out of a technical pattern, whether that be a descending triangle, ascending triangle, pendant, bull flag, whatever the case may be. But usually they don't last because it's no catalyst to keep trying to make traders flock to it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't trade NB. And anyway, I don't want to trade NBV anyway, because it's beating down to me, man. This stock is I don't think, even if it does make a super big, I don't even want to trade it. It's just too beaten down to me, man. It's been abused and beaten down over a long period of time, man. It's been going on since, as you can see, like September, That's when it started, and it's been going every day. But it's not going anywhere. You see what I'm saying? It goes up, down, but it's not in a concrete trend. So I wouldn't mess with it with a 100-foot pole. I don't care if it does jump up 100%. So anyway, that on to the next one. So these are the most active stocks. It's not saying these are the best stocks, but these are the most active stocks right now. The ones with the highest volume. Um, TNXP making a little noise. That's under $3 though. It's 19 thousand shares, so there's nothing going on there. But it did a little slight little jump, but that's nothing to write home about. Um, but anyway, not gonna hold you guys up today. I just wanted to go ahead and do that recap as I promised I would, and to what is this? To do that recap and to see what was going on this morning. As of right now, it looks like it's gonna be a scanner day, and let me go ahead and change that in the title because there is no real place to watch here. But I'm gonna put that in the title here. Scanner day. Today is a scanner day. Right now is not many low cap. You may find something on the higher side. I don't have that. I don't have that in my on my scanner. I don't see Facebook. I don't see Snap. I don't see any of them. I don't care about them. You just put in what you care about. But on the small cap size, nothing really to watch right now. But at any time, something could pop up. So keep your eyes on the market. Continue to watch it after the bell. All right, guys. So I'll be back tomorrow. If I make any trades today, you'll see the recap tomorrow. All right, I'm out for the day, guys. Take care.